from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
We are taking pride in outstanding performance. We are encouraging and recognizing innovation. We are committed to continuously doing things better, with enhanced services coming soon. Yes, we are here for you. Check us out today for your financial need. GUT Credit Union, it's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for Wednesday, April 28th, 2021. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. In the headlines, Public Workers Union gets a day with the Labor Commissioner. Ruling administration says claim that it has gone silent on unions is further from the truth. Sick teachers reminded of the rules after high percentage of absenteeism on Tuesday. And Trade Unions Council penning memo to National Security Minister. In around the globe, the U.S. easing mask restrictions for fully vaccinated Americans. Coming up in sports, Grenada Boxing Association's new executive unveils plans for the next year. And St. Kitts and Nevis to host Hero CPL 2021. Details right after this message.
Get high making money moves with the NLA's new Aces High Scratch game with 4 chances to win. Beat the dealer's card to win the prize shown. Reveal an A symbol. And just like that, you are automatically a winner. Scratch away to win the top prize of $10,000. Win easy with Scratch. Must be 18 or older to play.
Good evening. This is GBN's news at 7. The government of Grenada has dismissed claims that it does not want to talk to trade union leaders. It has responded to claims that the ruling administration is refusing to speak to the Public Workers Union on the subject of the 4% wage increase. Janelle McDonald reports.
The government said in its statement on Wednesday that contrary to claims being made by the unions, the government's negotiating team sent a letter on March 30th indicating its interest in maintaining cordial relations with all public sector unions, including the Public Workers Union. The statement claims that the PWU president and other union representatives were invited to a meeting on April 7th, 2021. The PW is said to have responded to the invitation verbally, saying that they were not ready to meet. The statement claims that the GNT had not heard another word from the PWU on the matter. Government added that the union was reminded on March 30th that the collective agreement between the government and the PWU for the period January 1st, 2013 to December 31st, 2018 remains unsigned. The ruling administration says it has already met with the Grenada Union of Teachers in keeping with its promise to keep the labor movement abreast of the country's fiscal situation with a view to collectively determining when it will become feasible for the government to pay the 4% increase. The release informed that although government's revenue earnings have slightly improved, it is still significantly below the 2019 levels when the agreement was reached for the 12% increase over a 3-year period. Government says it has consistently acknowledged its contractual obligations and is committed to honoring same. But it has requested a deferral in payment of the increase, given the significant impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the country's revenue earnings. For GBN News, Janelle McDonald.
Meanwhile, the Public Workers Union has reported on its most recent engagement with the government. Beverly Tellisford has the latest developments.
On Tuesday, executive members of the Public Workers Union and Technical and Allied Workers Union met with the Labour Commissioner Cyrus Griffith. President of the Public Workers Union Brian Grimes tells GBN Tuesday's meeting followed a letter written to the Labour Commissioner on April 20th, suggesting two meeting dates, April 27th and 29th. Grimes says they had a very open conversation.
First off, I'd just like to say it was a cordial meeting. At that meeting, we just laid the cards on the table in terms of why we believe the 4% should be paid, as has been dispensed in the media over and over again. Topics or pointers ranging from the fact that the government has demonstrated their capacity to pay by the payments, their humongous payments to Grenlec, and their subventions and payments to the Grenada Airport Authority. All these things were reiterated. We also put forward the fact that the payment of the 4% and a grassroots person on economists can say the same thing, come to the same conclusion, that if that 4% is paid, it will be done better for economy. Vendors, shops, businesses, everybody will benefit, as well as the Grenadian worker being empowered. So this is what was stated.
The public workers staked their claim that they are expecting interest on the 4% salary increases, which remain unpaid.
We stated our points, and we have gotten a commitment from the Labour Commissioner that next week they will meet, or he will meet, with the other side, meaning GNT, and from that, latest next week, all parties, three parties, Commissioner, GNT, and JNT, will sit together and chart the way forward and ensure that this money is paid sooner rather than later. Right? The union's position is also that, and I can say that openly, that we are expecting interest on that 4% with the retroactive, 0.5% interest. Because if you understand basic finance and economics, time value of money must come into play. The fact that they have delayed payment, that money is not of the same value. So they ought to put some interest on that for workers going forward. Certainly the Public Workers Union and TAU have mentioned that that is going to be a necessary factor in making sure the situation is solved.
According to him, the unions are disappointed with the way the salary increase issue has panned out.
The unions also expressed extreme disappointment with the way government has treated with this matter. We have dispute resolution processes, and it must be respected, right? Organizations and institutions are supposed to respect each other. The union, our joint negotiating team in particular, have reached out to government many times, but we have seen that they have decided to take it in the public sphere and attack the intentions of the unions and the workers, and names are being called and accusations of greed and so forth. And we, as public officers, are the ones who are the engine of this economy. We are the ones who collect taxes. We are the ones that, we are the ones that ensure all is well. We are the ones that take care of the sick. We are the ones that protect and serve. Public officers do it all for this country to run smoothly. So,
while the government insists on its inability to pay and unions clamor for interest payments on unpaid sums, just how the saga ends remains to be seen. For GBN News, Beverly Tellisford.
Many students were forced to return home Tuesday following a sick-out staged by teachers of both primary and secondary schools. This had some parents enraged as they had to scramble to make alternative arrangements to collect and secure their children. And the Ministry of Education was not happy about this. More in this report.
The Ministry of Education responded to this move on Tuesday, expressing concern about the decision of the Grenada Union of Teachers to ask members to call in sick, leaving many students in a number of schools unsupervised and at risk. Minister for Education Emmeline Pear says while it is within teachers' rights to choose when they provide their labor, it would be helpful to notify parents early so that alternative arrangements can be made to protect their children.
The union did express at the time that they are not willing to consider this since the element of surprise will be lost. And the ministry maintains that the level of risk involved is too high just to protect the element of surprise.
According to Minister Peer, the ministry has offered information to guide teachers as to what the law stipulates in relation to sick leaves.
As you are aware, any employee, any teacher, any person that is employed is free to take leave with or without a medical certificate. So the law says that you're entitled to up to 2 days without a medical certificate. So you don't even have to go to the doctor. You can stay away for 2 days without a medical certificate, and you should not have any difficulty returning to work on the 3rd day. The same law guides that after 5 such days that the employer is not obligated to make payment for any further days without a medical certificate.
First Vice President of the Grenada Trades Union Council, Kenny James, had this response to the situation.
Administrations attempt to intimidate people, to intimidate teachers, to intimidate workers. That's all it is. The public officer, the teacher, is not a construction worker. That's the level at which they are attempting to bring us. That we are daily paid workers, so the day you don't go to work, you cannot get paid. That does not entail in the public service. Get that out of your minds. That's politicking. Public servant in a country is on the level, rarely, as the ministers of government, you know. We are creatures of the Constitution. We're not just people you give a work.
The minister says they are not against teachers taking industrial action. However, she advises teachers to be guided by the provisions made according to law before making or taking certain decisions. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
The owner of the Silver Sands Hotel continues to come under fire from different quarters. There's continued outrage over his recent suggestion that the Maurice Bishop International Airport should be placed in private hands. While addressing a function at his hotel last week, the Egyptian businessman also said that anyone who wouldn't greet visitors with a smile should be fired. The National Democratic Congress has joined the chorus of voices expressing outrage over the pronouncements.
The big question, who is in charge of Grenada? Is it the government of Grenada, headed by Prime Minister Dr. Mitchell? Or is it individuals or entities who have no mandate from the people of this country to be setting and announcing major policy decisions?
Joseph Andel, NDC caretaker for St. Patrick's West, joining with many in condemning a recent statement made by investor Naguib Swari during the launch of Silver Sands Beach House last week. Many deemed it a blatant insult to Grenadians who view the Maurice Bishop International Airport as sacred to Grenada.
So if I want to talk to the government, privatize the airport, give it to the private sector. We definitely can do a better job, you know, and because the only thing we will make sure is that when a tourist arrives, in 2 minutes he's outside. This we can do. We will also make sure that there is comfort, there is ease. We will fire anybody that will not meet the tourist with a smile, you know, and welcome him to give him comfort that this country, because you don't portray the friendliness of the people if you are, you know, acting as a typical civil servant. So, but
Andel believes this should spark some form of objection or reaction on the part of those in authority. He added that while foreign investment is welcome and encouraged, it should not be at the expense of the culture, well-being, and dignity of the people of the country.
The entire cabinet, not just Dr. Mitchell, responsible for that type of behavior, and they should be held accountable to the people of our country. On the government of Grenada to state what its plans and intentions for the Maurice Bishop International Airport are. Our international airport has been in service since 1985, and it has not been shut down. It continues to operate even under the COVID pandemic conditions that we face now. And while there is always room for improvement in the operations of such entities, we do not believe that selling it out or giving it away to private individuals with their own interests is the way to go. And it is very embarrassing for us as a nation for such an intention to be expressed not by the Prime Minister or one of his cabinet ministers, but by a foreign individual.
Under fears that with this trend, Grenadians may soon find nothing to show as national ownership.
What we are witnessing in Grenada over the past couple of years is quite similar to what happened in Africa towards the middle and the latter part of the 19th century. And we dub it the scramble for Grenada, where under the guise of bringing in foreign investors, our country is being carved up and sold out or given away chunk by chunk, beach by beach, national park by national park, to the point where already access to our beaches and our national parks is already being threatened.
Chrislyn John, GBN News.
The Grenada Trades Union Council is penning a memo to the Minister for National Security. This follows the questioning of GUT President Jude Bartholomew last Saturday at the St. David Police Station. Chrislyn John tells us more.
The GTUC promises that it will not take lightly the questioning of the GUT President Jude Bartholomew, stating its intention to write to the Minister for National Security, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell.
So, the TUC has decided that we will write the Prime Minister demanding a meeting to discuss the latest development, the attack on the Grenada Union of Teachers, the attack on Comrade Jude Bartholomew, and to meet with the Prime Minister, not just as Prime Minister, but particularly as Minister of National Security. Because there is absolutely no way that the Minister of National Security can absolve himself or seek to remove himself from the recent development. So we must place the responsibility squarely where it belongs.
The GTUC deems the recent questioning as an attack on the trade union movement in Grenada, adding that the term investigation into the activities of the GUT, in their view, is a scare tactic. President of the Grenada Trades Union Council, Andrew Lewis, explains the context of this year's May Day celebrations.
Marking May Day in Grenada, May 1st, 2021, within the context of the assault on our union leaders by the state. And here I speak specifically of the attack on the Grenada Union of Teachers, the questioning and continuing investigation of the trade union, lawful trade union, demanded and requested trade union activities to pursue the fight for the rights of workers, and the state, make absolutely no mistake about it, the state intervening and questioning Comrade Jude Bartholomew, the president of the Grenada Union of Teachers.
May Day celebration this year will be rolled out twofold. That's according to the president of the GTUC, Andrew Lewis. This is in keeping with COVID-19 protocols. He explains the format of this year's celebration.
Union will be allotted 20 people. This is a blended celebration. This is a blended celebration, virtual blended with physical. Recall that May Day 2020 was totally virtual. And this year is an indication of our recognition that we have started to have a better understanding and appreciation. And therefore, we have this blended celebration. So the May Day celebrations will be streamed live. Will be streamed live by TNR Communications. Will be streamed live. We'll be looking to do other platforms. So the gathering at Tempe the march to Tempe, River Road, onto the stadium will be streamed live. And then the activity, the speeches by the president will also be streamed live. So we are doing, as we have said, a blended celebration.
All members are called upon to adhere to the COVID-19 protocols. Activities are set to begin at 9 a.m. on the mainland and at 1 p.m. on the Sister Isles Carriacou. Chrislyn John, GBN News.
This is News at 7. Coming up, improvements in the health sector as new services added at hospitals across the country. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Good morning, Grenlek Meter Reader.
Morning, Mr. Meterman. I'm glad I caught you. Last month, I got a very high bill, and I don't understand why.
Last month, we were not able to access your meter, so we had to estimate the bill.
So what can I do to ensure that my meter is easily accessible?
Well, you can get your licensed electrician to move your meter outside of the gate or directly in front of the house.
Well, I'll consider that.
Grenlek, energizing our Grenada.
There are those who say they care, and then there is Jediah's Pharmacy, conveniently located at the front entrance of the Brew Street Mall, right next to Ariza Credit Union. We offer premium quality products and services, and when you need us, we are there, offering you around-the-clock service, Mondays to Fridays, 7:30 to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 9 until 7 p.m., and Sundays, 10 until 2. At Jediah's Pharmacy, we show care with a beautiful smile. Call us today at 440-5342. The number again, 440-5342. Jediah's Pharmacy, affordable and totally dependable.
The safety and security of your information is always important to us. Ariza now offers chip cards, also known as EMV cards, which provide enhanced security for your purchases and are globally accepted. The new Ariza Credit Union Visa International Debit Card continues to have the traditional magnetic stripe with the additional security feature of a chip and can now be used at both chip and traditional magnetic stripe terminals. For your added protection, always keep your PIN private and store your chip card safely in a RFID pouch. Visit arizacu.com to learn more on how to protect your account information. Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future.
Sunday, May 2nd, get ready to celebrate with more cash. This time, you can win US $15,000. $15,000? Yes, Miguel. 15 big ones. And tickets are just $13 US. But that's not all. To top it off, we're bringing Grenada's 5 times Soca Monarch, the Mad Rass, Boise. Tell me why you like. Bingo.
All right, up in your front door like a Jehovah.
Yeah. Boise performing live on stage. This is going to be one for the record books. Get your tickets early for only $13 US. In Grenada, tickets are available at gotofet.com or from numerous box offices island-wide and our main office on Brew Street Mall. If you're overseas, tickets are only available at gotofet.com. Sunday, May 2nd, don't miss the 20th edition of Wagati Virtual Bingo. Get your tickets now and join the fun and excitement online.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
A nation's health is an asset that requires long-term investment. Grenadians who have been asking for an increase in the number of health services offered in the country are finally getting their prayers answered. This, according to Minister of Social Development and Hospital Services, Delma Thomas. Trelana Charles has the details.
Minister for Social Development and Hospital Services, Delma Thomas, said they have made remedial progress within the last few months to advance the quality of healthcare within the hospitals on island. Minister Thomas said there is always room for improvement, but they are happy that things are moving in the right direction. She said very soon the Princess Alice Hospital, located in Maribor St. Andrew, will be providing minor surgeries and radiology services.
In short order, we will invite the media as we fully launch, maybe by the end of the next quarter, at the end of the second quarter, when we'll start to provide that service of lab and radiologists and small surgery at the Princess Alice Hospital. We have already started the process. We have most of the equipment here for some of the services to be provided, and so we are working to finalize and to do the final infrastructural work that needed to be done there. And soon we will be reporting to the nation that these new services have started there.
Permanent Secretary within the Ministry of Health, Hannah St. Paul, said they have made great progress despite challenges with human resource as it relates to medical and nursing professionals. She said they have been focusing on providing outpatient services for individuals within rural areas.
And so far we were able to bring into the community or add to the community our pediatric specialist clinics. So at the Guelph Health Center now, we would have added pediatric service there. We have also added 2 Princess Alice, Totez Health Center, and Carriacou ophthalmology services. So with all of the other specialist services that currently is happening, like obstetrician and other things, we now have added these 2 services into community and our subsidiary hospitals.
St. Paul also announced that the long-awaited cardiology services are now being offered at the General Hospital.
Prior to we having a cardiologist attached to our assigned to our staff, the only access that the public had to cardiology services was through the visiting team of SGU from time to time. Today we can boast that we have a resident cardiologist and our staff at the hospital. This service provides assessment, cardiac assessment. We also have electrocardiogram is being offered, an echocardiogram.
Among other improvements, dialysis services will be available in the next 2 months upon the completion of the dialysis unit. Radiology services will be expanded to provide CT scans and mammograms, and a brand new wing is being constructed for newborns. Trelana Charles, GBN News.
A local health practitioner has debunked some of the myths surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine. Dr. Mayana Charles addressed these during a recent national conversation on vaccination. More in this report.
COVID-19 vaccination has been a reoccurring topic among the Grenadian public, with many sharing their concerns about the AstraZeneca jab, which is currently the only vaccine available on the island. In an effort to curb misinformation, Dr. Mayana Charles, who is attached to the Ministry of Health and assists the Chief Medical Officer with the COVID-19 response, addressed common myths about the vaccine during Sunday's national conversation. With Grenada recording the lowest vaccination rate in the Eastern Caribbean, Dr. Charles assured the public that the vaccine can be trusted.
The technology used in the vaccine is not new. Right? This technology has been used before in other vaccines, right, to create protection against other diseases like Ebola, TB, malaria, right? Now, additionally, the vaccine was not rushed and the vaccine is safe and effective. All the safeguards that is done in any other vaccine was applied here with the COVID-19 vaccines. Additionally, there was immense funding available for research and producing the vaccines, and the steps were done simultaneously. Hence the reason that we were able to develop the vaccine at a much faster rate.
During Monday night's Beyond the Headlines, which delved into the vaccination debate, guest Kizzy Belfon-Louison, a Grenadian epidemiologist, said it is important to know what the risks of the vaccine are and that if they occur, they can be treated by Grenada's health system.
There are two main things that we've been seeing. So one is anaphylaxis, which we talked about before, which is having an allergic reaction, which can be dealt with at the vaccination site, because in the majority of cases, it does happen soon after the person is vaccinated. And then secondly, in the rare cases of a blood clot, my understanding is that the healthcare system in Grenada, they are aware of how to treat those clots, and those can be treated, and they're extremely rare.
She said Grenadians need to realize that while the effects of the vaccine can be handled by the healthcare system, the effects of COVID-19 will not be as easily managed.
The many outcomes of COVID-19, I think Dr. Gordon rightfully said that it overwhelms our system. And that to me is what is scary in terms of the healthcare resources and infrastructure that we have in Grenada. Like whether we can handle COVID-19, severe COVID-19 cases versus, whether we can handle the risks, the serious outcomes of the vaccine, which are very rare and which, have ways in which they can be managed.
To date, 12,312 Grenadians have received the first dose of the AstraZeneca vaccine and 1,716 have received the second. Trelana Charles, GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trelana Charles again with the details.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Minister of Tourism, Honorable Clarice Modeste Kerwin, during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing, said government has no intention of considering the privatization of the Maurice Bishop International Airport and that the refurbishment and expansion of the airport has been put on hold.
Let's say now the arrangement was for a moratorium for 5 years where we had to pay nothing. That would be extended now. So if it would have ended, let's say 2023 or 2024, then those months or the period in which nothing happened, I expect that to be discounted, but the Ministry of Finance is holding that conversation with the Chinese.
Our online audience gave their opinions on the minister's statement. Lydia commented, and I hope that it will remain that way. No negotiation with the Egyptian concerning the airport. Grenadians and the people of Cuba worked very hard on this airport. She then added, Grenada needs to stop lending money from China. After a while, China is going to hold Grenada for ransom when they are unable to pay back the money that is owed to them. The government needs to start thinking and stop selling out the island. China always goes behind things that they know they will profit from, and they see Grenada as a big profit. Nivea commented, I have a strange feeling that this on-hold situation is because an Egyptian wants the airport. Something ain't right. Ron commented, the government needs to stop stretching their hands where it cannot reach. Keep the airport the way it is until we can afford it. So much more important things to pay attention to on this island. Trevor had a different point of view. He said, people don't listen or read to understand. Renegotiation of the grace period for repayments because COVID delayed the project doesn't mean the project isn't happening. I hope political pressure by the enemies of progress won't stop this. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Let's move from the thought process to the visual impact. We'll take a peek through the GBN Eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
There's an eyesore in tonight's eyesore. Our reporter submitted photographs of an area by the Dunfermline Bridge, which is a well-known hotspot used for washing vehicles. Sadly, the individuals using chemicals and other materials to wash their vehicles are disposing of the empty containers along the river banks. Our eyesore reporter took photos to highlight their growing concern. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead, Tourism Minister reports an increase in export figures. We'll tell you about that when we return.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do three things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Once upon a time, we shopped at Wonderland, then Neverland. But we're all grown up now and no longer believe in fairy tales. So now we just shop at Shoes R Us. At Shoes R Us, we stock the latest in shoes, tops, and jeans for the fashion-conscious lady. We also carry colognes and much, much more. And for the modern trendy male, we have the latest brand-name shoes and sneakers: Converse, Reebok, Nike, K-Swiss, Puma, and much more. So check us out at our two convenient locations, Melville Street in St. George and Ben Jones Street in Granville. At Shoes R Us, we say, come shop with us.
Grenada's export numbers are climbing again. That's according to Tourism Minister. Rena Pear Thomas tells us more.
While Grenada experienced a significant drop in revenue due to the outbreak of COVID-19 in March 2020, Minister for Tourism Clarice Modeste-Cowan on Tuesday announced that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, as government has recorded a 45% increase in exports. She said they are presently holding discussions on better ways to export produce.
Largely fish, but other produce like the soursop and so, they are being exported on a regular basis. Amerijet is the main service provider for transport, and it goes to the United States. American does take a bit of the produce. We have not had that kind of collaboration with JetBlue. So at this point in time, there's just these three. And so in our meeting with the exporters, they were looking at having charters with other service providers that could take out our supplies in a timely manner.
While this is so, Cowan explains that there is still a glut of fish in the country, as there is limited market for the product.
We are looking at ways to see how we can assist the fishermen in marketing the fish locally, but of course we also would like to see them export quite a lot more, and between the Minister with responsibility for fisheries, Honorable Yolan Bain-Hosford, and myself, we've met with some of the exporters, and we're looking at what we can do to assist them, because that is important. But I'm heartened to see the increase both in export of fish and agricultural produce, but the exporters, I know, are sorely challenged at this time.
The minister is also calling on locals to support the fishermen on island and the fishing industry. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear-Thomas reporting.
Using non-recyclable waste plastic in concrete blocks is the aim of one organization based in Carriacou. The founder of this project finds it a viable alternative building material, while at the same time serves to protect and preserve the environment. The No to Single-Use Association is a Grenadian non-governmental organization which is still in its development stage. More in this report.
Richard Laflamme is the founder of a No to Single-Use Association. This project aimed at incorporating plastic into concrete. Laflamme says the concept began 1 year ago and explains how they intend to do this.
Entrap that plastic inside concrete blocks. There is enough cement to entrap all the plastic we have in Carriacou, Grenada, and anywhere else. And this was the starting, the first idea of let's try to see if we can do it, if we can granulate the plastic, put the plastic inside the hollow block, test it, and see if it's strong enough for a reasonable product. And after we send the samples to the Bureau of Standards, we figure, that this hollow block is 54% stronger than the specification. And because we replace the gravel aggregate, we can save 30% import of this gravel from outside.
He explains their next step, having signed an agreement with the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority in Carriacou, which was solidified on April 21st this year.
Next step is to get a heavy-duty granulator to be able to granulate all the plastic, which is 700 metric ton in Carriacou per year. And this big granulator will be installed at the landfill. Waste management has been very, very cooperative with us. And I should say that we have signed a necessary agreement between Waste Management, Carriacou Ministry, No to Single-Use Association, and GTS AutoSource to do selective collection around the island.
He said they are working also with the Bureau of Standards, having sent samples of 0, 5, 10, and 15% plastic inside for testing. Laflamme says the results indicate that the advantage outweighs the disadvantages.
Yeah, 54% over the specification. Then we are a lot stronger than the specification report for the strength, then these blocks can be intelligently used, normal block or block with plastic. The other advantage of the block is that they are lighter and they are more soundproof. And when you put plastic inside a concrete block, you cannot set fire, because to set the plastic on fire, you need to have oxygen. And because it is entrapped inside the concrete, it cannot set the fire. And this is another big advantage compared to plastic blocks that you will see sometimes around the world.
Lena John, GBN News.
Very innovative. When we come back, weather and sports. Stay with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Hills and Valley Pharmacy offers both wholesale and retail pharmaceutical and over-the-counter products. We have the most competitive and affordable prices. We are the agents for Vit Plus multivitamin for healthy everyday lifestyle and Synatogen powder. Hills and Valley Pharmacy supplies the best quality, name brand clinical products such as Rescue Oil, Bio Oil, Neutrogena, Aveeno, and Clarisil. We offer the most convenient opening hours. Our telephone numbers are 435-6904 or 6903. Remember, at Hills and Valley Pharmacy, your health is our business. We care.
Now open Hills and Valley Medicare Center, your one-stop for medical supplies, massage therapy, physiotherapy, and an in-house physician. At Hills and Valley, your health is our business.
It is? You guessed right, it's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Purchase our 7-day cleansing pack for only $500. Includes everything you need for a complete total body cleanse. Cleanse your blood, kidney, liver, and colon. This cleanse will help you lighten up and get rid of the excess. Also available are our special product detox combo pack for only $100. Try our single detox products starting from $40. Check us out now. Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area, or call us on 231-6642, 449-7753, or 418-7115. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. Detox, your way to health.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Let's look at the weather. Tonight, the temperature is looking like 25 degrees Celsius at minimum. Weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy, increasing in cloudiness overnight with few light to moderate, brief to widely scattered showers. Winds northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate, waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides are low at 10:30 p.m. and high at 4:15 a.m. And of course, there are no warnings at this time. On Thursday, the sun will rise at 11 minutes to 6 in the morning and set at 21 minutes past 6 in the evening. Partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with some brief to widely scattered light to moderate showers is what we're looking at on Thursday. And on Friday, weather is expected to be partly cloudy to cloudy and breezy with few brief to widely scattered light to moderate showers. And May 1st, May Day, weather is expected to be partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and windy with few brief showers and some fair spells. Not too bad for Saturday. That's it for your weather forecast on GBN News. Now for sports. The Boxing Association of Grenada successfully conducted its second quadrennial general election on April 24, 2021 at the Olympic House in Montrouge, St. George during its annual general meeting. The newly elected members of the executive appeared on GBN's Good Morning Grenada. President said had this to say on the show.
We were already in the process of putting our house in order during the period. But so speaking in brief, as it relates to the last couple of years, I would say boxing had its challenges in terms of its executive and last meeting, AGM.
Despite the embattled situation going on with the former executives at the association over the past 2 years, they were still able to compete regionally in 2019.
There was not much that was happening, taking place. However, we were still able to partake in our regional Caribbean Championship boxing tournament as of 2019, December 2019, whereby we sent 10 boxers to the competition, and out of the 10 boxers, we were able to capture 2 gold medals, 3 silver, and 4 bronze in the competition, Caribbean Championship.
From boxing to basketball, the Grenada National Basketball Association is hosting a 3x3 national trials in both male and female categories for players born between 1998 and 2003. The trials will be held on Friday from 5 p.m. at the Carenage and Grenville basketball facilities. A squad of 4 males and 4 females will ultimately form the teams to enter a training period for a chance to qualify for the Pan Am Junior Games to be held in Cali, Colombia in September. On to cricket. The 2021 Hero Caribbean Premier League CPL will take place in St. Kitts and Nevis in its entirety, with all 33 games being played in the Federation. The tournament will get underway on August 28th with a similar format of games that worked so successfully in 2020 and delivered a record audience of over 500 million. Let's get more in this report.
In a media briefing via Zoom on Tuesday, CEO Pete Russell said this year's competition is set to be the first fully vaccinated sporting tournament since the COVID-19 pandemic. The 2021 CPL will start on August 28 and end in mid-September with all 33 games at Warner Park. Russell said Warner Park, with a capacity of 8,000, will have 50% attendance per match and spectators must be fully vaccinated in order to enter the venue. Last year's edition, which saw hosts Trinbago Knight Riders completed an unprecedented 100% record was staged at two venues, Queen's Park Oval and Brian Lara Cricket Academy. The 6 teams, hosts St. Kitts Nevis Patriots, Knight Riders, Barbados Tridents, Jamaica Tallawers, Guyana Amazon Warriors and St. Lucia Zouks will use 6 practice facilities. Russell said this is to avoid wear and tear at Warner Park during the 4-week-long competition. Joel Rain, ABS Sports.
That's it for sports. Stay tuned for Around the Globe. Over in the U.S., they are easing their mask restrictions for fully vaccinated Americans. President Joe Biden said on Tuesday, U.S. Centers for Disease Control, CDC, has updated its guidelines, saying those who have received 2 jabs of the Pfizer-BioNTech or Moderna vaccines can now meet and dine with others outdoors. But the CDC still advises mask wearing indoors or in crowded situations. Al Jazeera's John Hendren has more from Chicago in the U.S.
Beautiful afternoon. In a sign of pandemic progress, the United States is lowering mask restrictions. Starting today, if you're fully vaccinated and you're outdoors, and not in a big crowd, you no longer need to wear a mask. The new guidance from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control says that even unvaccinated Americans may now go without masks outdoors or while dining outside with friends. But that does not extend to indoor events or crowded outdoor events such as concerts.
Even when you're talking about variants, indoors, outdoors, get vaccinated and you will certainly have a degree of protection. But there are also troubling signs of COVID complacency. Super sites in Ohio, Texas, and Florida are closing. Louisiana is asking for fewer vaccine shipments. Counties in Iowa and Kansas are rejecting them. And across the U.S., a growing number of Americans have missed their second vaccinations. Call it vaccine hesitancy. New data from the CDC as of April finds that 8% of Americans have not taken their second vaccine from Pfizer or Moderna. That's up from 3.4% earlier this year. For me, it would be a no thank you. The CDC now recommends that college students be able to get their second dose even if it's at home in another state. One dose is partially effective.
After just one dose, we know that you have reasonably good protection, 80% according to the real world data. What we don't know, however, is the duration of that protection.
That's why the second dose is crucial.
We know after that second dose that those antibodies last for at least 6 months, possibly longer.
The White House is urging Americans who are not getting the one-shot Johnson & Johnson vaccine to take that double dose.
The second dose is critical to getting the maximum level of protection.
Not to mention, that second dose is critical in bringing the United States to herd immunity, and that would stop the spread of the virus. John Hendren, Al Jazeera, Chicago.
That's it for Around the Globe. Stay tuned for a recap of the headlines. Let's recap. Public Workers Union gets a day with the Labor Commissioner. Ruling administration says claim that it has gone silent on unions is furthest from the truth. Sick teachers reminded of the rules after a high percentage of absenteeism on Tuesday. Trade Unions Council penning memo to the National Security Minister. And around the globe, the U.S. easing mask restrictions for fully vaccinated Americans. In sports, Grenada Boxing Association Foundation's new executive unveils plans for the next year, and St. Kitts and Nevis to host Hero CPL 2021. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television's Facebook page or YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Chrislyn, Lashington. That's the news. We'll see you again. Good night.